I like the deal, I like you, and I actually like your tie.
This is an issue.
You lose a lot of money, or we lose a lot of money.
I was hoping you'd say, look, we'll put in the first 50 grand or something, but you've offered to put in nothing.
Actually, get them to put their money where their mouth is.
What are we going to do? What are we going to do?
Property Elevator is back and we are bigger than ever. This year, we see our angels looking to invest their hard-earned cash into some of the best property deals on the market. Will our angels be keeping their lights green, or will they be turning them red? And to shake things up, I'd like to introduce you to the lender, who'll be giving their insights into how these deals could potentially be viewed from a lending perspective. Our angels are seasoned developers, mentors, and investors with a combined experience of over 100 years. They are Paul Mahoney, Ranjan Bhattacharya, John Howard, Hayley Andrews, and Nicholas Walworth. Unlike the angels, our lender, Scott Marshall, can't shake hands on any of the deals. So, it's up to our candidates to impress one of the 5 angels for that all-important guidance and cash. So, let's meet some of the hopeful candidates pitching their deals on today's show. Lloyd, Jack, welcome to Property Elevator today. So when did you decide to join forces together then?
Well, Jack and I met in a property development academy that we're in right now.
Okay.
And we met in there and this deal came up and Jack needed a little bit of help on the finance side, so
Yep.
I've been sort of structuring the deal after that.
Okay.
And now we're looking for this extra finance, which we're the
Great.
reason why we're here today.
Sounds like you've both got very different skill sets and
Yeah.
combined you're making a great team.
Yeah.
Yeah, well good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Please head up those stairs
Thank
and
you.
we'll see you when you come back down.
Great.
you very
Best
much.
of luck.
See you later. Hello Angels, my name's Lloyd and I'm with my partner here, Jack.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, so what we want to present to you today is our deal. Our deal is it's a plot of land that we found in a place called Stradbrook in Suffolk, and we have planning in place for 4 detached houses. And we are building these houses on a passive type basis. They're timber frame, and we're currently doing this on a turnkey package with a principal contractor at the moment. So we have development finance for 88%. We're looking for the 12%. The 12% in monetary terms is around 167,000. The structure of the deal is that we are offering 50% to the angels, 20-20, 25-25. That's 25 for me and 25 for Jack. And that will be on the basis of the return we want is the mentorship, the guidance, the experience and the wisdom of you guys.
Shall I start off? So I don't live far away from this. In fact, my mother in her later life had a boyfriend in Stratford, in Stradbrook, which
My mother's dog's pet's auntie.
I don't want to go into that because I don't even want to think about it, to be honest with you. But anyway, so I know Stradbrook very well. It's an interesting area, quite popular area, but it's a fair way away from anywhere really, in terms of a decent sized town, but as you know. So can I just touch on the build costs?
Yeah.
What are they?
The total bill cost, including fees, is about £1 million. It's £1,042,000. So
Yeah. In terms of square footage, how much is that? 100 and
5,000. Well, the total square footage for all 4 is 5,000 square foot.
so about £200 a foot is what you're saying.
Yeah.
90 feet.
Yeah, about £200 a foot. Okay, okay. And if you were to build this yourself, Jack, how much cheaper would it be?
We could probably save 100,000.
Okay, no, that's fine. Paul, do you want to? Now I've told you where it is.
Yeah, you just asked some of the questions I was thinking of asking, to be honest.
You know.
I find it interesting, and maybe Scott will comment on this, but the fact that you didn't have the development experience, which makes sense, but I assume the main contract probably doesn't have development experience either. They're a main contractor.
Yeah.
That actually did fulfill. Did you find out that did fulfill lenders' concerns? Like, were they happy with that?
Yes. They were fine.
Just you and the main contractor?
Yeah.
Yep.
And do you own the site?
We have an offer accepted on the site.
And what's that?
Yeah, 320.
320. And what's the GDV?
GDV is 1.9.
2 million, basically.
Yeah. Profit margin on that after finance is 300,000.
Any more questions, Hayley, for you?
No, I'll
Okay
have
for
a
the moment?
think. I'll
Nicholas?
have a think, yeah.
So you want 167,000, that's the 12%
Yeah.
needed on finance. But does that include all your
Purchase.
stamp duty, purchasing
Yeah.
costs?
Yeah.
So
There's
that,
no SIL. SIL has been paid for. There
Okay.
was a SIL on the provisions on the planning, but we've managed to find out recently, just before we came here, that the SIL had been paid by the previous vendor.
yeah, great. Okay.
That-
And no
that's the
Section
result.
106 payments or anything like that?
No.
Social housing contributions?
No.
So SIL, community infrastructure levy.
And this,
that's
this
been
development is in the middle of a beautiful village in Stradbrook. It's an old Anglo-Saxon village, very pretty, quaint village. Yeah.
What do you need from us? So if we're there to help you get the bank lend, you can build it yourself, build it cheaper, we will make more money.
Yeah, so the
that's-
first one,
got
the
it,
main
yeah.
element is that we could probably reduce on the amount of finance costs.
Yeah,
The second
absolutely.
option is that we're happy to give away 60% and bring you into the JV and the SPV, and that would involve you funding the whole project. So we would build it out, you would fund it, we would just be looking for your support and expertise to
As
help
in-
us.
Okay, and as in use the senior, would be the senior debt as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Well, we'd organise.
I don't think anyone would be
And-
interested in
and
that option.
In terms of the profit margin, that would increase because we would reduce our finance fees straight away.
Yeah,
increase-
it wouldn't for us though, because we
Wouldn't
can
for
use
us.
that money much more effectively than
It
the
would over
interest
the
rate.
build because
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Are you okay, Nicholas? Yeah.
I'm fine, I'm done, thank you. Yep.
Scott, what's your...
I'm being really honest. I've really struggled with this pitch, and I'm confused. And keeping it simple, stupid is really important when you're pitching something. The detail is really, really important, and we trust you to know the detail. But presenting the high level numbers at the beginning, so we are buying a site for 300,000. We are going to spend £1 million building 4 detached houses, which are going to be worth £2 million when they're finished. We've got development finance for 88% of the 1.32, which is 1.15 million, and the difference of 167k, whatever the number is what we're here today for. And for that investment of 167, we can put in 67, we want 100 from you, and for that 100 we are offering X amount of money back to you. That's where I would start a pitch like this.
Where do I sign?
Okay, that's where I'd start a pitch.
you've
This
been a
has
bit
not
hot.
been.
I think
This
you've
has
been a
not
bit
been.
hot.
That's what you did,
thi-
didn't
I think I
you?
saw.
No, I didn't get that.
We had to extract the
We had to
purchase
extract
price.
it. So
we had
Paul was asking questions to extract some information from you. Nicholas was asking questions to extract the information from you. And I've been trying to work it all out from the questions that got asked rather than from your pitch.
I think that's a bit harsh.
I agree.
So so as a word of advice for future, try and get something in an exec summary at the start that people can get like that. I'll do a better clip. Like that.
Okay, so we're going to go to offers now because what Scott has said, all due respect, might be relevant if you get an offer. So, right, so who would like to start first?
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay.
I just think for a new build, sort of ground up development of 4 houses, the numbers are just a bit tight. You know, if you got the contractor doing it, it's 15%. If you're doing it, it's 20%. obviously, you know, us as the developers together, but you also as the main contractor, we'd want that price, those costs to be fixed. But, you know, materials and labour's variable at the moment. And the last thing we would want is for our partner to go bust on our joint development.
So, Paul?
No, it's not one for me, thank you.
Okay. Matter of fact, Paul there, wasn't he? Who would like to go next?
It's not for me. Yeah, no, sorry.
Okay, thank you. Thanks.
Ranjan, what are your thoughts?
I think through this pitch, I think in the current market, doing fresh new houses in the middle of a field and all of that, you've got to be looking at close to 35% return on GDV. I think the GDV is far too tight for doing new build in the current market.
You've picked an area where the sale values aren't that high, and the problem is at the moment, building is so expensive. If you're at £200 a foot to build, and the resales are only 325 or whatever it might be, there's just not enough margin because the landowners will not sell cheap enough at the moment. You're in a perfect storm. The market's dropped-ish or remain the same. Interest is doubled. Building costs have gone up 30% in the last 3 years. So it's a perfect storm at the moment. And unfortunately, deals like this, even though it sounds cheap for 4 plots, you think, wow, 300 and what are you paying? 370 grand for 4 plots. They probably need to be 320. They probably need to be, you know.
There's a lot of money, isn't it, for a plot?
Not really.
For 4 houses.
It should work. It should work. But unfortunately, it's just too tight. And you need to go back and renegotiate the price down. Show some balls.
Yeah.
Get back there and say, look, it doesn't work for us. It needs to be 250. That's where it needs to be, in my view. So I'm afraid today, it isn't for me. Nicholas.
I do think it's too tight. I'm sorry, guys. I was hoping you'd say, look, we'll put in the first 50 grand or something to show me that you're really committed. But you've offered to put in nothing because the concern is then as a JV partner.
Could we do that?
50 in, would you consider it?
Could we do it on our assets, on our properties?
I think it's hard to make a decision today because I don't know what those assets are, don't know how highly geared they are. On the basis that we can gear those assets no more than 60% after you've secured the other debt, and you could put 50 grand in, I'd make you an offer for the rest of the top up of the money that you'd need.
So in other words, you're putting, if you can put 50,000 in between you, sounds like you've got a deal.
Can we put that, do we need to put that up front or can we do it out of the back end of the deal?
It needs to be up front.
Right.
He wants you to have some, I know you've got
Skin in the game.
He wants some security.
Because,
I want my skin. I want you skin in the game for my money.
So Nicholas, what's so?
So it's
117,000.
117,000. If you want to go to the back of the room to have a bit of privacy, guys, you can.
Do you mind if we just...
Please
no,
do.
yeah,
Please do. Please do.
Yes, I'm not the only person that's online and I'm being signed out that mortgage in a couple of months because my mum's going back on it.
Thanks for your offer. I don't think we can answer that right now because we need to speak to various people about raising that money. But subject to that, would you give us that time to do that and then come back to you?
Well, I tell you what, why don't you accept it subject to us both finding the other investor for you?
Yeah. Okay, we'd like to.
Because I'm an expert in finding investment with developments as well, such as this and JVs, all sorts of things. So I can help you with that as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So in principle, if you can find 50k, you've got a deal with Nicholas. Congratulations. Well done.
Yeah,
thank you very much.
Okay, great. Fantastic.
Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Well done.
Thank
Brilliant.
you very much.
Thanks. Thanks for
Cheers.
all
Thank
your
you. Good
advice.
luck.
Well done. Good luck.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Cool. I think that's a frustrating pitch. I thought you were very harsh personally.
Can I be honest with you? I'm going to be dead honest with you.
Most of the time.
I'm going to be dead honest with you. Confused sellers don't sell, confused buyers don't buy, and that's the end of it.
Oh, how about?
Yeah, I mean,
What do you think, Paul?
it's probably a good example of, bricklayer and a builder. They're not used to pitching to investors, so they didn't perhaps structure it in the way we would have liked.
Nice
But we
people.
got there in the end.
No, I agree. They're lovely
And they
people.
got there in the end,
I
and
agree.
they've got the wealth of experience, haven't they,
Wealth
Ranjan?
of experience. I think I agree with Scott, but I think probably a bit harsh on it. But I actually think it's still a wafer thin deal in today's market, as particularly in low value sale areas. And I mean, I wish you the best of luck, but I'm not sure there's enough meat.
Where I saw the opportunity with those guys wasn't necessarily that deal. It's about getting in with a good builder.
Yeah.
And we go and look for other deals. I can raise some extra finance for them to halve my risk. And we can do more deals with...
Nicholas, I need to know when you're coming down because I need to make sure my electric gates are shut so you can't get in.
I'll catch you when you're out hunting, John.
Lloyd, Jack, congratulations. You got a bit of a grilling in there, didn't you? Especially off Scott.
We did, yeah.
Yeah, but it's done now.
Yeah.
And there was a positive outcome.
But it was all positive stuff. Good feedback.
Yeah.
And good advice.
Yeah.
But it's not going to stop us. We're still going to go ahead and do this deal.
Okay.
We're very determined. We have a plan. We had a business plan as well on top of this.
Yep.
And that plan was to finish this development by the end of this year.
Okay.
So we're on track. We're still on track, and we believe that we can fulfil the agreement we've had so far.
Yep.
So we're quite pleased and happy about the outcome.
Good. Welcome to Property Elevator, David.
Thank you, delighted to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you. Firstly, tell us a little bit about your background.
So my background, I've had two careers. First half of my career was running health clubs.
Okay.
I started out as a personal trainer, believe it or not, 16, 17, don't judge me now.
Nice.
And then from sort of 30 onwards, I went back to university, studied at University College of Estate Management at Reading University and retrained in construction practice and surveying practice.
Okay.
And that developed into various head of property director roles for various kind of UK-based or UK-wide companies.
Yeah.
And then I left what you might call proper employment in 2019, and we set up our company in 2020, and gone from there.
Amazing. So you've been almost 4 years now then full-time in property?
Yes.
Excellent. Well, good luck.
Thank you very much.
Time to head up the stairs,
Okay.
and I will chat to you when you get down.
Great. Thank you very much. Thank you. Hello, Angels.
Hello.
My name is David Holloway. This particular project, we're looking for £325,000 in return for £100,000. And over a 12 to 15 month period, that equates to around about 30% return on capital employed. The project itself is a commercial conversion into 8 apartments. The place is Leigh-on-Sea in Essex. Leigh-on-Sea was recently voted one of the coolest places to live in Britain, and in 2018 was also voted one of the best places to live in Britain. In terms of the numbers themselves, the GDV is just over £2.2 million. The acquisition costs are £625,000. The build costs are £959,000, and the gross profit is £596,000. which gives us a profit on GDV of 27% and a profit on cost of 37%. Genuinely appreciate the opportunity to present. Thank you for your time. I'm happy to answer any questions.
David, thank you for coming. Best place to live in Britain?
Coolest place.
Voted by everyone who lives in Leigh-on-Sea, I suppose, and no one else, was it, or not?
Well, it was on the ITV News, so potentially it must be true, but
of course
that was a survey that was done. What I'd like to think, John, is that there were 2 surveys. It wasn't just one, it came out twice, so I'm going to take that as a win.
Very good. Okay, that's a good answer. Who would like to...
I'll go first.
Okay, Paul.
Thanks, David. Good pitch. One thing that confuses me a little bit about the offering is it seems that we would be putting in about equal amounts of cash to the deal, or thereabout, if we're buying the site cash and then financing the balance. Is that the plan?
Yeah, so we, on page 11 of your investment packs, we've offered 2 options. The 325 for 100 is as a second charge because
for
we
100,000 return.
100,000 return, yes. We do have confirmed offer, not just heads of terms, for the principal lending. So what we've also done is offered on option 1 in the packs there the opportunity to replace that as well, and effectively that would then be combined a 50% return on that profit, or 50% of that profit, should I say, which would be 298,000 for the full sum.
Ranjan.
Interesting site. It's a former garage or something, isn't it? The actual site.
Correct.
Now, you talked a little bit about build costs, and what I'd like to explore, because the cost per square foot of your blended build, because there's some new build at the back, it didn't look that much. It looked about the same as building anywhere else, as opposed to taking into account decontamination issues to do with that.
But it's actually not that much. Effectively, it was a car showroom. And it's, you know, there's a limited amount there. The back unit that we're looking to create, the Muse House, was effectively a garage, and that bit certainly needs to be looked at. But it's not, you know, commercial vehicles, lots of fuel discharge.
Have you got reports on contamination?
At this moment in time, no, we haven't. We've had a survey done, and we're just waiting on that to come back.
That's a problem, David, isn't it? Because you've come in here without the full facts. I mean, that contamination, I mean, I've dealt with it on many occasions, and although it may not look a very big area, it can be quite expensive to sort out. And have you got a budget figure you put in a PC sum, as we call it? Have you put that in the
Yeah,
in
the 959, that's broken down, and we've allowed £40,000 for that particular piece.
Okay, well, that 40 should be, I'd have thought.
David, can you, so looking at the pack, it looks like it's quite commercial, as in what are the surrounding buildings? Is there a mix of residential?
Yeah, along London Road there is a lot of history of...
What about next door?
So next door is effectively an office, and the guy there wants to convert that anyway. And on the other side is apartments above, and effectively, you know, single, smaller, family-run sort of shop setups.
What? Nicholas?
Leading on from Hayley's question, actually, takes us nicely into the GDV. In a parade of shops like that, with a small block of flats in the middle, doesn't sound hugely attractive, if I'm honest. Can you talk to me about the 2.2 million GDV? What are you placing on each of the apartments? Are they all one beds, 8 one beds?
No, so there's two beds,
okay,
3 one beds, and then a Muse House at the rear.
Okay.
And we're just working up that design to actually try and move that from a 1 to a 2, because potentially it's big enough. But to your point, actually, we're now looking at just knocking that down, and that will enable that design.
Okay, and what's the most expensive one bed in the area?
I can tell you the 2 bed. The 2 beds.
Well, I'm not asking for the 2 bed. I'm asking.
Yeah.
for
Okay. Well, 1 beds would be upwards of 300. There's one on there for 325.
Okay. And the cheapest one you can buy?
Well, again, if you're comparing apples with apples, then there are only 3 that we would even contemplate being of a similar nature. That's under 250.
You've already lost one angel. I'm not surprised, actually, with some of the questions that he asked you, and that was Paul. Paul, not for you at all.
Well, I mean, the way it was presented, effectively he's asking for an 85-15 split to him.
Okay, well, I'm not sure everyone sees it quite like that, Paul, but...
Can I come back on that?
Well, it's too late. He's out.
Okay. Also, I've been to Leigh-on-Sea. I went there about 10 years ago when I first moved to the UK, and I was feeling a bit homesick.
Really?
And the beach was about 10 metres long, and the water was a mile away, covered in mud flats.
But Paul, that's good for us in England. That's good.
So it was a bit of a letdown.
That's the best it gets.
That's an estuary for you.
That's the best it gets.
It's not Bondi Beach, mate.
No, it definitely is not.
Any more questions? Ranjan, have you got a follow-up question?
Yeah,
or you?
I'm kind of with Paul on this one. I'm not sure. I think this is a good deal for you to do. I'm not sure how much of the pie there is for an angel investor. One of the things I've noticed is that you pretty much have to sell 6 of the 8 flats to just cover your costs. And then the final 2 are profit, which doesn't sound that meaty for the time involved to share with an angel. For that reason, it's not for me.
Okay, thank you.
So we'll go to Scott now, who's going to crunch some numbers for us and bits and bobs in his experienced field.
So, first of all, great pitch. You're clearly a great person, and it's a great project. So well done. So I'll keep this very simple. the numbers work
Okay.
on this project. And I think that you are very credible, very, very backable.
Yeah.
And the only bit that I would question is how much skin in the game you and your business partner could put into it to make it sexy for an angel to come alongside you.
Scott, thank you very much
Thank you.
for your insight as always. You have been very, very useful on the show so far. Very useful.
Good work, Scott.
I'll take that.
As a compliment.
That's the best compliment you're going to get off John. So
Nicholas,
take it.
Nicholas.
Yes, I'll tell you where I am. The way you pitched the investment, it's almost like a loan. You know, it's a great loan, 30% return on your money if everything goes well. You'll find a hands-off, high net worth investor that wants to sit back in an armchair and take that money. That's a good deal for them. But those are the two reasons. It's not for me, but good luck with it.
Appreciate your input, thank you.
Hayley?
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm happy with the end product. We've got flats that are around a lot of commercial. I don't know this area very well, so I say that with a pinch of salt. I'm not 100% sure. Your pictures and everything look great, your drawings look fantastic, but we're still ending up with kind of a mixed blend of commercial and a few residential. You're saying that there's only 17 properties on the market for sale, but how many have we actually sold of those properties? How fast are they selling? So I would be concerned about actually the numbers look fine. What you're offering is a decent offer, but I would be concerned that we'd be stuck with the properties, and then from a rental point of view, it wouldn't work for me.
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
so for that reason, I'm out.
Thank you.
So that just leaves me. David, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? So I obviously live relatively close to this area. I'm surprised Nicholas didn't mention that, because he seems to think he lives near everything. Everything he wants to do, everything he wants to invest in, he lives nearby.
Well,
which
I've got
is
a property
remarkable.
nearby. There's a difference.
Yeah. So I think you're very, very, very credible. I think you've come in here a little bit in the wrong way, because I think actually you don't really, I think Nicholas is spot on. I don't think you really need our help. I think you're very, very capable. However, you are in a situation where you need to sell one before you can release some funds to do this, which is understandable, and we're all in that position from time to time. But I don't think it's one I want to invest in today. However, because I am local to you, and we probably know some of the same characters and people, I think I can help you going forward. And certainly I'd like to have a conversation with you next week or whatever, and see how I can help you, because I think I can help you going forward.
Fantastic.
So it's a no today,
Okay.
but I look forward to working with you hopefully in the future.
Fantastic, great. Appreciate that. Thank
Not
you
at
very
all.
much.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well done.
I'm a bit.
It's really interesting, because that is a superb pitch, good project, good person. Yeah, no. Good
I mean
Let me finish. Good person, knows his stuff. You can see why he's wanting to do what he's wanting to do, but yet everybody's lights went off, even though it was really good. And I think that you hit the nail on the head there, which is what value other than a loan can I bring to the party?
Absolutely.
And really that you are wanting to share your knowledge and expertise
Nicholas
to help someone on their journey, and that's really what your raison d'etre
Nicholas was absolutely right
is.
in what he said. And I think, this show is all about helping people that almost need our help and need our expertise. And actually, he's done it all. He didn't need our expertise, because I don't think it's a particularly attractive deal in as much where it was. And I think, Hayley, you were spot on with what you said there, I think. But what I would say is
There's
that
easier deals to do.
there is easier deals to do, and for me, it just didn't. You've got to want to do it.
You want to be excited by
You want to be
a deal.
excited
You
by
want
it.
to get
I wasn't
involved
excited
a bit.
by it, and I'm
Also-
not convinced Lee's is quite as good as he's making out.
What you said though, Nick, is true. A high net worth investor will probably give him that money that he needs, but that's, although we might be in that category, that's not what we're looking for.
No, I agree.
We
More
want more than
active,
30% per annum on our cash, because
Well, I
it's
think
the
we
cash
also
that's
want
at
to
risk.
feel they're helping the people as well. I think
Nick
Ranjan.
was spot on. And the other thing is, we all said no. It was 5 no's. But I think John takes a prize for the nicest no in this series.
Yeah, soft no.
And who would have said?
Which is surprising, isn't it?
It's really surprising.
He's quite local to me, so I'm sure I can work with him going forward.
Very soft no, that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so no angel investment today, but it was still a pretty positive result, I think.
Yeah, listen, fantastic feedback, lots of positive comments,
Yeah.
and obviously follow up with John and Scott afterwards. So yeah, all positive.
Yeah, definitely. What's going to be the next step then in regards to the actual deal?
Well, we have other options anyway,
Okay.
which have come about this week. So
Yep.
that deal will happen one way or the other with Angels or without.
Yep.
And yeah, we'll just keep pushing forward as we do.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us. It's been great having you.
Appreciate the
And all the
opportunity.
best
Great.
with the deal.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. Hi, Steve. Welcome to Property Elevator.
Hello, nice to meet you.
You too. Tell us a little bit about your experience and your background in property so far.
Yeah, I bought my first property when I was 18,
Okay.
and I was able to build a portfolio since that time, and that has grown substantially both in the UK and overseas.
So what are you hoping to achieve then today, meeting our angels?
I believe I've got a really good deal on the table which I'd like to share. Obviously I'm looking for investment and obviously looking for advice. There's a number of ways that I can go with the deal, so that's certainly something I'll be taking on board.
Well, good luck.
Yep.
I hope it goes really well.
Thank you very much.
It's time to send you up those
Okay.
stairs.
Thank you. Hi Angels, I'm Steve from Leamington Spa. I'm an experienced landlord with a portfolio across the UK and overseas. So today I would like to share a project that I'm currently working on. The location is down in the New Forest, which I'm sure you will all agree is a lovely part of the world. The site itself consists of two buildings. The first building at the front is a 3-bed detached house which has been used as a commercial office, and the building at the rear is an industrial unit which is formerly used as a photographic and video studio. My aim is to convert the site to 7 one-bedroom apartments. We would add additional parking at the front. As you can see from the pictures, there is a conservatory which would be knocked down to allow that. We would also look at building a courtyard in between the two buildings so that it has curb appeal. Today I'm looking for an angel or angels to invest £630,000 into the deal for a 50-50 split of the profits. The GDV being 1.19 million. The purchase price is 305,000. The development costs being 480,000, and I believe that I should be putting some skin into the game as well. So I'd be looking to put in a 200,000. So the total costs would be 830,000, giving a potential profit of 360,000. There is also the opportunity to increase that GDV. I hope you're excited about the deal as I am, and I'll be happy to answer all of your questions.
Steve, thank you very much. Super pitch. Who would like to go first?
So you got permission for 7 apartments, 7 one-bedroom apartments. How many of them are in the main building and how many of them are in the industrial unit?
So at the moment, I'm looking at 2 one-bedroom apartments in the main building, 1 on the ground floor and 1 on the first floor, with the potential of 5 one-bedroom apartments where the industrial unit is.
That's what I thought. So you got more of the flats, the new flats in the industrial unit.
Yes.
I just wanted to get a handle on how the development cost was calculated and apportioned, because basically the industrial unit is a shed that needs everything doing to it.
Yeah.
Whereas the front building is originally a house with brick walls and standard construction, which needs slightly less doing to it.
Yes.
So how have you done the costs?
So what I've done is done an average cost, because, as you rightly say, to convert the house at the front to 2 apartments is very easy. The way that it's structured and laid out, it lends itself for that to be done, with the possibility of maybe doing 2 two-bedroom apartments if we extend at the rear. So that would be the main thing for that. Obviously, the bigger costs would be for the industrial unit at the back. So that would bring an average price of approximately £1,400 per square metre between the two buildings.
So I've got a very soft spot for the New Forest, as I was actually saying last night. I've done a number of schemes down there. It's not the best town in the New Forest, is it?
It's a thriving town. There's all the amenities there. It's good for holiday makers. The town centre is quite a bustling
Now,
town.
I could be trying to put the rest off because the rest don't even know where this is.
Steve, what are you looking for from an angel? You probably have got enough money to do this yourself. Would that be fair to say? You could probably raise the money off your portfolio.
Yeah.
So what are you looking for? And you're also experienced, so you've got it all on paper.
Perhaps he's looking for one particular angel.
Maybe.
He might well be, yes.
I've done lots of refurbs and developments in regards to residential, but I haven't done commercial to residential. I'm right at the start of this. This deal is hot off the press.
Yeah.
My offer was only accepted yesterday on this. So I want an angel right in from the start so that we can move this forward as well as working on other deals as well. So I'm very excited about it. This is, like I say, hot off the press.
Well, in terms of planning, where is it at the moment? I think you mentioned it had planning on the front of the house?
Well,
or did I mishear that? Sorry.
The planning hasn't been approved. It's subject to planning.
Fine,
so the
great.
guide price was 350,000. They've accepted an offer of 305,000.
Great, okay, amazing.
I feel like I'm
Understood.
getting a lot of bang for my buck.
That's a lot of property in that area.
Yes.
For 300 grand.
Yes, which is why I'm really happy about it.
Ranjan, anything else to say?
Well, I have to say, I kind of agree with you. I really hate to say it, but, you know, it's a lot of building in the area, but the main building is a smaller part, and the back bit is basically a shed.
And it's a shed, yeah.
So it's a lot of building, but what sort of building is it a lot of? So it pains me to agree with John.
Oh,
it's a lot of land. Stop sucking up to John, Ranjan.
I know buying that coffee early would do the trick.
Dinner or something.
I think he is.
Scott.
So, from a lending perspective, you don't need an angel on this deal. Let me finish. You don't need an angel on this deal. This deal is completely fundable without you having an angel involved, which means that you can, instead of having to pay 50% of the profit away to an angel, you could be far more greedy and retain 80. You've got the time, if you did want an angel, to come in, to buy it for cash, okay, and then really max out what you can achieve in terms of the planning. So go for the easy planning first of all, get the site secured, do that with cash, no debt, and then use development finance to then build it out to retain far more of the profit.
I hate to say it, but Scott's right. I mean, you're experienced, you own a portfolio, you've got unencumbered properties, you know what you're doing. This isn't your first rodeo. You're stepping it up, but it's not a massive step up from what you have been doing. And you know, while I'm talking myself out of a deal here,
Yeah, well, I'm glad you are, to be honest with you, Hayley.
You're credible. You're great. I'd happily, you know, joint venture with you.
Well, we're just about to go on to offers.
Are you on?
Is your
light red now, Hayley?
No, it's not. Well, it is red, but in your benefit.
Steve, right, we're now going to go to offers. You may get one, you may not, of course. Who would like to go first?
I'll go first.
Yeah.
I'll do it with you, but I don't see the point in funding it all in cash, which I think is what you're proposing, right? Without any debt?
Potentially.
Pretty much two-thirds from us, a third from you, there or thereabouts.
Yeah.
I'll give you 150 grand or 180 or whatever it works out to being half the purchase price.
Okay.
You put in the other half.
Yeah.
We borrow the balance.
Okay.
And then build it out. And we split it 50-50.
Right.
Okay. Ranjan would like to go next. Now I've told you where it is.
I like the deal. I like you. And I actually like your tie.
Thank you.
Very nice
tie.
It's nice to see someone else with a tie on, to be quite...
Looking at yours, I did say it was very much last century, but I like his. I think this is a classic deal that is laden with opportunity. And I'll tell you why. everything that you've done so far is spot on in terms of what you've done it subject to planning and all of that. Because the vendor's gone along with their own ideas of what they can get on that site. So they already have in their mind the maximum value of that site. And that's what they've gone along and done, and they've accepted your offer subject to planning. So that gives us the scope to go in and use that time to basically maximize what we can get on that plot. And I think the answer at the rear is not necessarily to convert that shed. There's plenty of precedent for getting those knocked down and doing some redevelopment. So my offer to you is to help you, is to work with you to subject to planning to optimize the GDV of that site. And then at the end of that, we can decide whether to flip it on and extract that profit or build it out. But we'll share 50-50, and we'll dramatically up that planning, because I think there's a lot of food left on the table on that one.
Is that it then? What is the offer in the end? Because I've lost the will to live, to be honest with you, listening to that.
We will basically match what he's doing.
Okay.
And we'll do 50-50
okay.
on whatever we need to need to do to get it done. But the point is that we will get a much higher GDV by revisiting.
Well, you don't know that, but that's your offer, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we've done in the past. That's what we do.
Well, we've all got a track record, Ranjan. Now, Nicholas, do you want to go next?
Have you been, John?
I haven't been yet. No, funny enough.
That's interesting. Age before beauty.
Hayley, would you like to go next?
Oh, thanks.
I was referring to John, don't worry.
Okay. So I'll make you an offer and match Paul's offer.
Steve, shall I go next? Would you like me to? Because you like going last, Nicholas.
Sure.
Trying to trump everyone. I think you'll struggle to trump this one. So, Steve, clearly you've been very successful. You've done really, really well so far. I can ramp up your business safely to such an extent that you'll be naming your grandchildren after me. I will put any balance of the money that is required that the bank won't do. I'll put that in.
Right.
And I'll take 30% of the profit. But I'm looking at a much longer term relationship with you.
We all are.
We all are. If we do this deal.
You've had your say, all right? Done a number of deals in the New Forest area, and I'm very fond of that area. So, that's my offer to you.
Which way is that? 70-30?
Can you beat it?
Wow, John.
70-30. Yeah.
John's
to you.
To
you, in Steve's favour. Yeah.
John's clearly been
Good
taking
offer.
a leaf out of my book. It's good to, help people in this world, and John's obviously been watching the past episodes. I'd like to make you the classic Nicholas will work deal that John's just tried to steal, by the way, and that is offering to be a partner in your actual business, not just this deal, but this deal and your business.
You're misleading me.
Thank you, John. And I'll offer you the same as John, which is 30% I'll take, which leaves you 70% of any deal we do together, but it's in the business. I'll bring my marketing expertise, and you'll get a lot of my time. A lot. Weekly meetings, we're going to build the business.
Right,
Steve, before John summarises, I just want to add one more thing into the mix.
Yeah, you've done enough damage already, to be honest with you.
Didn't we mute him?
We muted him.
I thought we muted you.
I've got no red light behind me. I'm still in, and I'm in all the time.
We know that. We know that.
And that was done deliberately. Right.
I think the budget didn't stretch to like.
It will next season.
So you are sat in a really unique position, okay? And you will hold all of the cards. You've got an unencumbered portfolio of income-producing assets. You are highly investable, highly backable, highly fundable. But if this is a journey that you've just given up your day job to go into this full-time, I would be stretching the opportunity as far as you can and getting some commitments from the angels as to what not just this one deal looks like, but actually if you've got 200 grand of of cash and you've got unencumbered assets, actually get them to put their money where their mouth is and say, actually, how much are you physically going to put in to a future opportunity to make that business work?
Right. Okay.
Steve, I think this is one of the first times on the property elevator that you've got everybody making you an offer, which is impressive, very impressive. So congratulations to that. Just go to the wall if you need to, have a think about it, and please, please make the right decision.
Okay, I'll just have a
please do.
moment.
Please
Okay.
do. I think I've got this.
You reckon?
I don't think he doesn't need you.
You've had your say.
You've
Shut
done
up.
enough damage already.
Yes.
It's not all about money.
Nicholas.
Showtime.
Okay, right. So I'm taken back because I wasn't expecting the reaction that I got. You know,
Yep.
it's,
Congratulations.
So,
so
solid deal.
it's a lot to.
It's very modest and self-deprecating.
Yes.
I think
but
we need to
you-
let him
but
make
it's
a
true.
decision.
Yep.
It's true.
Okay, Steve, we really need a decision because
Yeah. Okay. It's a real tough one. I'd love to work with all of you guys, you know what I mean? You know, but I'm at a push. I'm going to go with John.
fantastic. Thank you. Brilliant, 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 brilliant.
Great decision.
I think the tie wins.
Not
Great
at all.
decision.
We're gonna
God.
really
Take on the world.
take on the world. It will be great.
I thought we had that then.
Well done.
We had it.
Well done.
The teaming up was it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, no help from you
Well
either.
done, John. Well
I'm
done.
not buying you a drink tonight.
Well done. Well done.
Well done.
Good. Great.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
Like I said, it's all about experience, guys.
all
And I've
got
got more
experience.
experience than the rest of you.
John, absolutely.
That's only because you're older than us.
You know,
No, it's because I've
John,
done
do you know-
more as well.
You know why developing in
Yeah,
the
but you've got
80s?
20 years on us, that's why.
Just being serious for a second, he is somebody that you can really take on a journey and create something very, very exciting with. And from
Decent, honest,
decent guy,
genuine person.
hard-working, been successful in another field, transferable
Yeah,
skills,
clearly.
experienced in this sector. I think you'll do very, very well together.
Yeah, no, thank you. And thank you for all your help as well.
it grits my
Not-
teeth to say, well done, John.
Yeah.
Great, delighted.
That's very
Nailed
good.
Looks like
Really
drinks
good.
are on me tonight, boys.
Yep,
Girls.
they are.
Steve, what a result. I know that you were saying beforehand that multiple offers could be on the cards, but did you expect that?
Not at all. It was a real off-the-cuff comment, and it was just absolutely unbelievable. And I'm just totally speechless. I just don't know what to say.
Brilliant. We love to make people speechless here at Property Elevator. So why did you choose John out of all the offers that you got?
It was a really close call. I could have gone with any of the angels that made the offers.
Yeah.
I think what swung it was the percentage. It's a big factor. But like I say, it was such a tough call, and you just went with my gut instinct, and I just thought John was the main man, and we can deliver on this and many other projects.
Excellent. And your gut never lies. You should always go with that gut feeling.
Definitely.
Well, we wish you all the best. I'm really
Yep.
excited to see how this one unfolds.
So am I.
And yeah, take care and thank you so much for joining us.
Okay, thank you very much.
Lots of green lights today and lots of deals done. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the next one.